Hey everybody! Welcome back to another episode of I've Said Too Much. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I touched on a little bit in my first video. I mentioned before that when I moved to Wisconsin, I was dealing with a lot of life transitions that held me back from starting this channel and doing some other things that I was passionate about. And that whole situation falls under the topic that I'm talking about today, which is life after college. I apologize in advance if this video isn't as funny as some of the other ones. I'll try to keep it interesting. This is a topic I just felt was something that not a lot of people talk about or prepare you for, so I'm bringing it up right now. Part of the reason that I felt like posting this video now is in a couple weeks I'm going on a little road trip with some of my girlfriends from college, and I just thought it was fitting. Just about every time we get together, this topic comes up in one way or another. Maybe not as much now as it did like a couple years ago, but every time I talk about this with them, it's made me realize that the life transition that is life after college is hard on everybody. I thought I had like a one-of-a-kind situation, maybe not one of a kind, but a different situation because I moved out of state. I didn't have a specific focus for my major. I'm getting ahead of myself. I have an order I want to go down here. So when you're in school, the whole focus while you're there is, I feel like you're getting this idea, kind of this like subconscious type idea that you're being set up right now to go into the job you want right when you graduate. Basically, I feel like we are being told that it's like a much simpler process than it really is. In my situation, I changed my major about 5 different times. And like I mentioned before, when I was in school, I was all focused on music. I was playing shows all the time. I recorded an album. Like, I was sure that even after college, that's what I was gonna do. Like, I was set, you know? Which was, clearly not the case. I apologize if I'm being scattered. I have a lot of thoughts happening right now and I'm trying to put them together. My point is that I think we get this idea that we have to figure out what we want to do for the rest of our life in like this 4-year time span. Pick your major, that's your career path, graduate, go in that career, live the rest of your life. So going with that, I guess I would say the first struggle that we're not prepared for is sometimes we don't know what we want to do when we're 18 through 21. I am now 26 and I'm still figuring out what I want to do. And I've had plenty of like middle-aged people tell me that they're still figuring out what they want to do. So then you graduate and maybe you're like, perspectives have changed or feelings about what you want to do is starting to change. So now you're stuck with this degree that you may not necessarily want to pursue. And that's really hard to rationalize or deal with because college is freaking expensive. That's another thing. Life after college, you start paying off your loans. I'm gonna be in debt until I'm dead. The second struggle that we are not prepared for is just what a big life change it is to go from college to the real world. For me, I literally just bounced around a bunch of different like customer service jobs because I was just trying to pay the bills, especially when you have to work more than one job at once and then you just don't have a life, and that's honestly harder to transition into than you might think it is. I think the biggest life transition that I wasn't prepared for is being away from all your friends from school and having to make new friends as an adult. I was very close with my friends from college, still am, shouldn't say was. We are still very close. So obviously I moved out of state and almost all my other friends did too. There's a few that are back in Indiana, but that's still far from me. So basically, we all spread out. Just like in like a romantic relationship, long distance friendships are really hard too. It's hard to keep in touch. And when I mentioned before that we kind of talk about this a lot, one of the things that we always bring up with each other is just like apologizing for being so bad at keeping in touch. But we're all apologizing to each other. So we're like apologizing, but also being like, it's okay, we're all on the same page. But being in a new place and having to make new friends is really hard. Now, I will say that at this point, things are much better than they were. I guess all the struggle that I'm talking about really happened more like a few years ago, like in the first like 3-ish years of living here. I just struggled a lot because the only people I would interact with was at work, and that's just like a small handful of people. I did have Taylor here. I don't know how I would have been able to move to a whole new place without anyone. It really helped to have him around, obviously. But even with being with him every day, I still struggled with feeling lonely a lot, just knowing that all my friends were so far away. So part of why I started feeling so lonely, I get a sense of FOMO, which is fear of missing out for all you granny pants out there. Sometimes some friends would be able to get together, but obviously I was so happy to see that they could get together, but then the other part of me is just like, anyone to be there. And another sense I had, I guess just in general, I like seeing pictures of people like just out having a good time with a bunch of friends on like the weekends and stuff. And I was just at home like playing video games and eating Taco Bell with Taylor. Like when I think about that now, that's honestly what I'd rather be doing most weekends. But at the time, it was just really hard because I had this sense that I was like young and she'd like be going out and doing things, but like I didn't know that many people, so I was just like, it just takes longer to make those like stronger connections when you're not in that environment of school, because in school you're all like around each other every day. Most of the time you're living with these people and you form a strong bond really quickly. Forming those stronger friendships is just harder because you don't see those people as much as like friends you had in school. Which leads into another struggle I've noticed. I have to schedule everything now, which is so weird for me. Like, I never thought I would be one of those people that was like, okay, let me get out my planner and see, okay, I'm open this day. How about 7 o'clock? That was never the type of person I was. I was always kind of just like last minute, like, hell, you want to go hang out? Okay, cool. What are you doing tomorrow? Okay, like that was the extent of making plans, was like maybe that weekend or the next day. But now, even just to like call a friend, we text each other and find out when each other is free, because like everyone has different work schedules. And obviously you have like making plans to hang out with each other. That still is so weird for me sometimes. Like, I know that's what's necessary and everyone has different lives. Like every now and then I'll realize that I have like a calendar with different plans and events on it. I'm such a grown-up now. I do want to say that all the friends I have made here are awesome and I love all of them. I hope no one watching this that is one of my Wisconsin friends feels like their friendship isn't enough. No, you guys are great, and I'm glad I found a really good bunch of goofy people like me to hang out and get weird with. I guess I'll just end this by saying, if you are someone like me in 20-something that either recently graduated or it's been a few years and you still are struggling with being an adult, you're not alone. Obviously, I struggled a lot with it, but I know a lot of my friends had their own struggles with it, and I guarantee that if you go and talk to one of your like college friends or just anyone else that went to college, I guarantee that they have struggled with similar things. And for anyone that is still in college, I would say savor your time there, make the most out of it, have fun. I guess also don't put too much pressure on yourself. Try new things. If you're not totally happy with what you're studying, try something else. It's not the end of the world. Take it from me, who still has no idea what she wants to do with the rest of her life. You'll figure it out. It's okay. Being 20 really isn't that old, and there's still a lot of adulthood ahead of you, so just don't worry about it too much. I guess if you could take anything from my experience, there is gonna be a tough life transition, but you can totally get through it. Lord knows if this girl could keep it together for this long, you definitely can. So yeah, I guess I'll end it there. Hopefully it wasn't too boring or long-winded. I hope some of you connected or related. Feel free to comment down below or on my Facebook page if you did relate, or if you didn't, maybe you had a totally different experience and maybe you graduated from college and went into your dream job and you've just been living the dream ever since. If so, congrats. Hope your life is happy. I guess that's all I'm gonna say. Life's hard, adulthood sucks, and just have a drink. Or don't, just eat some pizza. Thanks for watching, guys. If you made it this far, be sure to check out the rest of my channel. I post new cover song videos every Tuesday, and every Thursday I post new vlogs and other random fun videos. You can follow me on all social media at its_justcaitlin, or on Facebook at It's Just Caitlin. Yeah, that's it. That was my thumb. Did you hear that? I can't do it again. I can pop my wrist though. This drink is called Party Aid. I did not party last night. Just need a little extra help sometimes. Got lots of vitamins. Not sponsored. It's just good.